Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. But I started this new bookkeeping business, and there's a couple things that I have found in all my years of running home service businesses and running bookkeeping businesses and recruiting businesses. A couple cool things that I'm doing, and let's call it version 2.0 here. It's kind of my second time scaling a bookkeeping business and trying to add a lot of value to people. And one thing, and I think this is just good for all of us to keep in mind in our pressure washing businesses and our maid service businesses and our garage floor coating businesses and our dumpster cleaning businesses, whatever it is we're up to, segregation of duties. And one of the mistakes I made in my last efforts of scaling a business was I would hire one person to do two different jobs. And hence, as you would expect, I would normally end up with somebody that was good at one of the things and maybe not so good at the other thing. And so we just always were kind of making that sacrifice somewhere along the lines. And so in version 2.0 here, I'm having every single one of our clients basically gets two people. One person that's super good at bookkeeping stuff and one person that's super good at account management and finance stuff. And that seems really simple, but the bookkeeping stuff is a certain skill set. And then being able to talk to business owners and solve problems with business owners is a totally different skill set. And a few people can do both of them. But if, like I said, in a previous life, I tried to hire one person to do two jobs like that. And we often do that in our businesses where our customer service person is our salesperson, right? Or our lead tech, we try to make into a manager sometimes, even though they're not a manager, but they're just the person that we've got. And so one of the things I've found and been dedicated to in this business is segregation of duties. One of the other like nifty things that I've come across that it's done, it hasn't done this yet, but I suspect it will do this. And this is for all my like maid service homies out there, because we know how painful this can be, which is when you have a good employee that leaves and they have a bunch of relationships and people that like working with them. In maid service, that can be super detrimental. And I actually don't know how to replicate this in a maid service. I'm not saying, hey, I got something for you, this is what you should do. But this works in my bookkeeping business, which is where when I have a bookkeeper and I have an account manager, there's going to be a time where the account manager needs to get promoted, or heaven forbid, needs to get fired, or the bookkeeper needs to get promoted or needs to get fired, or somebody leaves. Obviously, like any other business, we want the promotions, but we want to eliminate the firing and the quitting as much as possible. Haven't had anybody get fired or quit yet, so that's cool. Actually, no, I take that back. I had a gal, and I think she could have been good, but like right when she came on to be a bookkeeper, she had like three personal things kind of fire up on her. And it was one of those like, hey, this is just not going to work out right now. So I guess you could call that firing maybe, but whatever you want to call it. Hey, home service heroes, thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.